This video is not a how-to video. This is a straight up Tim Unscripted. I am darn near livid from the standpoint that I've been running or working on SwarmForge on the System76 Pangolin 15 nearly all afternoon this Saturday. And I will tell you this, I'm going to pull this over real quick. Lots of work with diagnostics and troubleshooting, specifically around just getting Ollama wired up with OpenCode and running Qwen Coder and working on the token window. Folks, it was great until the model started going rogue. Or I should say, the agents started going rogue. I'm going to show you something that just boggled my mind because I actually watched it occur in real time. And of course, I wasn't, or I shouldn't say wasn't, I had things queued up to do a recording to show all of this working and wired up. The truth is that I ended up encountering some troubleshooting that I wasn't expecting because the agents were timing out, and it was baffling to me. So here's VS Code. And again, this is running on the Linux notebook, the sandbox that sits right here in front of my two monitors. If you've seen my setup, I'm working off of two monitors when I'm recording these videos using Rustdesk. It's a mess sometimes because I've got so much going on. So here's the deal. In, what is it, the B file, the babushka file, I have this configuration string. And this, by the way, this is a custom configuration. This is not out of the box when you download the repo and build this stuff out. I'm doing stuff that scares me sometimes. I mean, it genuinely frightens me because I have a notion of what I'm doing, but I don't really understand what the impact is sometimes when I'm making these changes. But here's the other part, which is the configuration file. So you can see that I've got a very specific instance, a token constraint instance of Qwen Coder 30 billion, Qwen 3 Coder 30 billion running. They changed this file and they changed this file. They rolled it back to Qwen 2.5 Coder 32 billion parameter with no token constraints. I kid you not, had I not watched this happen in real time and got really upset with these guys, and by these guys, I mean the agents, the architect, the coder, and the reviewer, I wasted over an hour fixing their screw-ups because they were like three interns with no understanding of what was going on. This is me being very frustrated because it's like, I don't like misinvesting time. And by the way, this is kind of the frustration that I think a lot of people are encountering with agents in general. This rant is not directed at any one person or any one thing. It's just to show that agents can screw things up for you really quickly, and you have to be vigilant and you have to be watching everything that they're doing. And given the fact, I'm going to throw the necessary caveat in this video, given the fact that SwarmForge is a new structure, I do not blame anyone for this. But it was really a discovery for me. This is a friction point that brings me so much closer to my build colleagues because I'm like, really? Seriously? So not only did I token max on my GitHub Copilot subscription, which made me go, okay, cool. There's a lot of things I got to figure out how to configure so that it doesn't hit the token wall. My well-intended approach of doing stuff locally, running Ollama and a capable model and all. And by the way, I had Qwen Coder 2.5 working fine. I just wanted to make sure that I was going to get the best type of, so I wired 2.5 up. And then I was like, is there a better model that I could use? And that right there, good enough for me was not good enough. ironically. And oh, by the way, if you haven't seen, this is the ROCm configuration that allows me to access 32 gigabytes worth of my system RAM to have a model like this running, you know, and doing the thing. So over 5 minutes of me ranting, well over 5 minutes of frustration this afternoon, this evening. This is me really asking you, if you're going to run experiments like this, be wise. Do not let the agents just do their thing, because they will change the configuration files, especially when something is dropped into a repository and they think they're doing the right thing by fixing drift or configuration mismatch. I will say that I now have a rule in the Constitution file that potentially curbs this behavior. So, I don't know. I'm really hoping that this whole thing right here curbs any sort of additional silliness as I continue to work on this particular project. This may be the first of many official Tim Unscripted rants about AI and agents and what they're capable of doing and how much rework they can cause us as human beings. And thank goodness I was focused on what was going on work-wise and I wasn't distracted, because this is the weekend, so that I could use Perplexity and figure out how to unscrew the mess. So, word of the wise, there's a heck of a lot of stuff that you got to account for. And by the way, I will put a runbook in my repo so that hopefully you can avoid some of the pain that I've been experiencing as I've been walking through this whole setup and configuration process. So take care. Stay tuned. More videos to follow. Tim Unscripted.